that is conduction aphasia. What is conduction aphasia? Conduction aphasia is basically, it is cut in the language network. The language network, it is present in the left temporal lobe, and it is connected to the Broca's aphasia or the prefrontal areas. It is connected to the Broca's area via a phonological loop. When that loop is cut down, the language network is disconnected from the prefrontal network. These both network are required for listening, comprehension, naming, repetition, and speaking. So the whole system must work in congruence and in a synchronology. When there is cut in this phonological loop, there will be aphasia. There will be aphasia, and the resulting aphasia will be known as conduction aphasia. Features of conduction aphasia are, see, we have to look at the four features always whenever we are going to read aphasia. First is comprehension, that then is the repetition, then is the naming, and then is the fluency. CRNF. You can remember them by these four letters. You can mug these four letters up, you can cram them again and again. CRNF, CRNF, CRNF. CRNF means for C for comprehension. Comprehension is preserved because Wernicke's area is intact. Repetition is severely impaired. That is the feature of, that is the main feature of this aphasia, conduction aphasia. There is, the patient is not able to repeat. For example, if I tell the patient to say no ifs, ands, or no buts, the patient will not be able to repeat. The patient may tell the individual words. For example, if I tell the patient that okay, repeat no, he will say no. I will tell the patient to repeat if, he will say if. But if I say the whole sentence at once, no ifs, ands, or no buts, the patient will not be able to repeat this thing. That is the repetition, and repetition is severely impaired in conduction aphasia. So conduction aphasia, right? Repetition, we have to look at the repetition. Naming elicits paraphasias. Okay, if paraphasia, naming is also impaired in conduction aphasia, but fluency is preserved. The patient will speak everything on his own. He may speak a lot of words, he may speak whatever he wants, but when you impose your words, that okay, speak my words, repeat my words, he will not be able to, because some area, some conduction, some part of the language network is not working, and that is the phonological loop. The phonological loop is not working. If I try to explain you with the help of a diagram, for example, this is the relation of different areas of the brain. This is the central sulcus, precentral gyrus. This whole lobe is known as prefrontal cortex, and prefrontal cortex has this Broca's area, and here is the Wernicke's. Wernicke's area is very large. It is in the temporal area. Here is the auditory area. Auditory area is connected to Wernicke's, and Wernicke's is connected to Broca's. Broca's to Wernicke's uh, is connected by this phonological loop, and this phonological loop is present in the parietal lobe, right? So when this phonological loop is cut down, then what happens? Then the patient is not able, patient will listen to the words whatever I speak. The words will be comprehended by the Wernicke's area, but for the purpose of speaking, the patient will not be able to speak my words. Otherwise he can speak his own words, right? Now how that happens, that has some other explanation. The the speech of his own words is cannot be explained by this diagram, because the prefrontal areas are also there. The Wernicke's area is connected to direct and indirect areas to through direct and indirect pathways to the Broca's area. So that part cannot be explained by this diagram. But for the simplicity of understanding, you can always take into consideration the phonological loop. Okay, the phonological loop is impaired, that is why the patient is not able to repeat, and that is conduction aphasia. CVA in the temporoparietal or dorsal perisylvian region interferes with the function of the phonological loop, interconnecting Broca's with the Wernicke's. So that is the etiology. Etiology is CVA. That is the etiology. You have to remember this.